Okay, so I started off. We talked. I told Uncle Jerry, "Don't cuss while we're recording," and I said, "I my first experience with swear words, and then I realized there was an earlier one, was Bob Roberts. I learned a lot of words from Bob Roberts that I didn't know, in particular milking cows. And Aunt Martha had a few of her own when she was milking cows too, which I came to realize that milking cows gives you a pass when it comes to certain linguistic elements. Right?
Well, you swear because you can't take a two before and hit them with it.
Oh, you do both.
Well, maybe, but
yeah, it's not a good idea to hit your cow with a 2x4, but I wouldn't say that similar things didn't occasionally happen when Bob got mad enough. But whatever. My first big experience with profanity was when I don't remember who it was, my brother Kevin, or maybe it was James Roberts. We were out motorbiking and we came across a sheep herder out there with his sheep and everything, and it was clear he didn't spend a lot of time in civilized society. And boy, he cussed a blue streak. In fact, he got so bored with the cuss words that he started making stuff up. And it was educational. And I never encountered anybody of that capability until I'd been in the Army for a while. And then I ran into a few folks.
Of course, the Army would be a good resource.
I like that word. My phone jiggles when I laugh. So, all right. So I was wondering, well, tell me how you ended up breaking your femur.
Oh, yeah.
The story.
I went up about 20 feet from the passenger door, and there's a curb there, of course, and a drop off on the other side. But as far as I knew, it was all dirt. So I got the mail, brought it back. You had the window open, didn't you? Oh, what? Closed. Okay.
Heater was on.
I thought it was open. I don't know. But anyway, I went to grab the door to open it so I could get in. And apparently I didn't grab a strong enough grasp. And never had happened before. I just fell down. And I thought that when I hit the ground, I was going to be laughing too. But it was so darn painful. And there was one rock in the middle of all this dirt, one rock, and my hip landed right on that rock. And then my shoulder came down too, and my leg and so on. And that's the side I had my knee replaced, and I shouldn't have ever had that. So that's been a burden that I've contended with for 10 years at least. So anyway, that's what happened. And I said, call 911. She's going to try to get me up. And weren't you?
I said, don't move because you're in so much pain.
Oh, gee, it was more pain. It was even more pain, believe it or not, than I'm having right now with the visitor I have in the room. So it gives you an idea how much pain it was. So I had her call 911 and the
paramedics?
Paramedics? Well, paramedics, what is that? They put out fires?
Fire department?
Fire department. I've forgotten everything. Fire department was just up the street across from where we are, and they eventually, I don't know what sequence, but they came down with their ambulance and everything and put me on a stretcher, just like them moving me on the sheet. That feels the same way because they just grab you and 1, 2, 3 and haul you over. That happened 10 times before I ever found this place. And every time it's like your body's falling completely apart. And so they got me in there, and they were really sweet people, the fire department personnel. And it seemed like there was a woman. I'm not sure.
So wait, they got you in where? In the ambulance?
In the ambulance, yeah. And hooked up some IV and.
Okay, we'll pick up there for a second. But so were you coming home from somewhere? You were riding?
Oh, yes, we tried to show our good side, and we offered our renter, and people could read into that oh, you gave him a ride, so he'd make sure and pay the rent. Didn't matter. It matters if they pay it all right, but the two aren't connected.
Okay.
I swear they aren't connected. So we were giving him a ride to work because he doesn't have a car at the moment. And we drove him over there, dropped him off. Oh man, and then came back, and we come right by the mailbox. We hadn't gotten it for a while. So I told her, I said, stop and I'll get the mail. And the rest is the history I just gave.
Okay. So they got you in the ambulance, and then where?
Yeah. And then as far as I know, they came to St. George, to the
Hospital.
hospital.
Oh, down here on River Road.
Yeah.
Or
And
no, it's on whatever road. it's
yeah,
on,
and they were really nice. There was a young kid about 17, and he was testing out whether he wanted a job as a medical assistant or something. And he was very quiet. And so the rest of them, they couldn't do enough for me, cover me up because I was cold.
Mhm.
And their truck was cold, their ambulance. And, I just fallen on this rock and busted my hip, and every hole that they hit, oh, it just murder. And I'm sure there's probably 1,000 of them between there and the ER at the hospital.
Well, they probably backed up and went over several times. Just for your
yeah,
benefit.
yeah, exactly. No, they didn't do anything on purpose, but it seemed like it
Mhm.
because ran over one, and I'd say, I think I felt that before, didn't I? And they assure me, no, everything's for the first time, but they could appreciate because I go, oh, this has all been a miserable thing. If they don't put somebody like me on, what's it called, PBS, to tell older people or even younger people, whatever you do what you ever need until you never fall. And why did it have to be on of course, better on my left thigh than on my back, I guess, and break my back,
Mm.
or any part of my body, right? Shoulder would have been just about as bad. And boy, the Heavenly Father just put out a poor product. It just it
So
can break anytime and anywhere.
yeah, and the older you get, the lousier it gets.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he have a cutoff? Okay, next, you're 71. All right. Drink this. Okay, next.
Well, and this is considering that you're approaching your 111th birthday now.
Boy, I tell you, I'm just about your mother's age, I think, aren't I? She was 85, wasn't she?
I think so. Yeah.
I got a ball.
Now you're gonna last a bit longer than that.
Oh,
So
yeah, 85.
how long before they actually took you into surgery? They probably had to do X-rays and stuff first.
I beg your pardon?
Well, so they probably had to do X-rays and stuff first before they took you into surgery. So how long were you in the hospital before they actually?
I fell on Friday, and they had the surgery Saturday morning.
Oh, really? That long, huh?
Yeah.
So they could do it that night.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's probably enough about this story. Are you?
Yeah, that's getting boring.